So I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. A little bit late. I was uploading a video. I'm only 1 minute late. Not so bad. So welcome to Psychic Cafe. How was your weekend? Was it good? I had a good weekend. I had a pretty very relaxed weekend. In fact, on Saturday, I just spent the whole day by the pool. I read a whole book. It was so nice. My body needed a break, and I just didn't feel like even going out and walking on the beach or anything, and I had such a relaxing day. How about you? Yesterday was a little bit more active. I had some things to do, but nothing major. It was another relaxy day. So if you want a mini read, you can book in for one of those. Just pop the link there in the live chat. I don't think we've got any in. No, I haven't got any in. So yeah, if you want to book one of those while I'm doing this, you're very welcome to do that. If you've got a question for your higher self, book one of those and we'll do that. Otherwise, I'm going to be pulling cards out about twin flames, or if you don't like that term, about getting into healthy relationships and what we should do next and what the energies are about that. So let's see. Does anyone have anything like happen this weekend? I didn't. Although the energy update is looking pretty good, isn't it, for today? So it could be that somebody new shows up today. We'll see. Hey, Carly. Hey, Crystal. Yay, you made it live, Carly. Cool. Let's get some cards out. Yeah, so book those mini reads along the way and we'll get those done and I'll slot them in. Okay, let's get some cards. What else? Oh, Chicken Cat, she's in the clinic at the moment, and it's just because her owners are away right now. They put her in just before they went away. I went to go and give her her meds and her vitamin stuff, and luckily the owners were like outside the place at the time. And I said, oh, I'm just going down to give her a medicine. And they said, oh, she's not there. We've taken her to the clinic because we're going away for a couple of days. It's a good thing that they were there, because they hadn't told me. If I'd have gone in and she wasn't there, I would have thought that she'd passed away. She hasn't. Morning, Maddie. How you been working? As Crystal, it coincides with your work time, does it, this show usually? Let's get some cards out. So yeah, I'm feeling good today. I put some stuff on my hair and it's just weighed it down completely. My hair can't handle product at all. It's just it's fine like baby hair. Like imagine putting some product on a baby's hair and it would just go like mine. Does that exactly the same thing. Hey Karen. So that's why my hair's looking a bit weird this morning. So what have we got in these? What do the guys want us to know about twin flames at the moment and about good relationships? We've got the Chariot out first. The Chariot card. It can be forward movement, positive motion toward what it is that we want, toward our goals and all of that kind of thing. It can be that. And I'm kind of feeling like it is that, rather than the pull in two directions kind of thing that sometimes it can mean too. What's all of this about then? Chariot. Things getting moving as well. Oh, Ace of Cups jumped out, but it went back in. The Emperor showed itself to me as well. Huh. What's all of this about then? King of Swords. I think this is the masculine energy. It could be feminine though. It could be both, in fact. King of Swords is the I've got clarity about something energy. It's taking a very logical approach. Look at those shoulder pads. That's quite something, isn't it? He's wearing blush as well. Or he's just blushing. Anyway, he's got clarity about something. Thinking things over. Thinking, yeah, a lot of thinking. Hey Karen. Did I say that already? I can't remember. The Devil. Oh. All right. So the Devil is about temptations. sometimes about fears too, but this morning it's about temptations. Now, can you see here? If you look at the dynamic, if you imagine that this is a painting that someone painted with these two next to each other like that, what would you gain from that painting? The guy is looking forward, very straight-faced. The girl is looking forward too. They're not looking at each other, so there's an element of avoidance, I feel, in both of these, like not looking at each other, but both kind of looking forward toward the painter or the camera or whatever it is. So in other words, looking toward how they're being perceived by others rather than looking at each other. And it's about temptation and about clarity. I think this is saying perhaps both masculine and feminine have got clarity now about temptations. What have been the temptations? That could be procrastination, it could be sabotage, it could be settling for something that you don't really want, or going for something that you don't really want. There seems to be here a mutual realization that the temptations aren't worth it. I think both have come to that point of realization in a different way. Masculine having thought it through and come to a logical deduction that that doesn't work for me and I shouldn't go for those temptations. The feminine, it's more focus on her, not me. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think the feminine is more like that's I've experienced that, and I've experienced that, and I'm over experiencing that. It feels more like an experiential kind of a thing, like, yeah, something like that. I'm over it now, kind of a thing. I'm over doing that same thing again. Hey, Bobby. Oh, cool. Good to see you all in here. And if anyone wants a mini read, book one in now. I'll do that for you. You got a question for your higher self. If you just want general guidance as well. 5 of Cups. Okay. There's looking at the past here. The 5 of Cups is about looking... It's caving into that lackful thinking of looking at what's lost instead of what you still got. It's that... I'm going to make a video today after I finish videoing the things for this channel about something else. And when I was formulating that video, I was thinking, because part of that video I'm going to be talking about when I was about 32. And then I looked back at when I was 32 and I thought, I always used to kind of hang out with younger people and think that I was old. And I wasn't old, I was 32, I was really young. I got a bug. You know, it's that whole kind of, I wish I was as thin as I was when I thought I was fat kind of a feeling. Or I wish I was as young as I was when I thought I was old kind of a feeling. It's that. It's looking back at the past, because I was getting past rather than just lack. Looking back at the past and realizing, why didn't I notice what I'd got when I was there? But in the moment now, when we're looking back at the past, we're doing exactly the same thing. Why am I not noticing now what I've got? Interesting energies. Just did a daily energy update, recorded one. I'm channeling good today. Probably with like 2 days rest. Oh, King of Pentacles. This is the feminine version of the King of Pentacles. So the divine feminine in her masculine stability, which is nice, isn't it? We all need that mixture, that balance of masculine and feminine energy. Well, we don't need it, but it serves us. if we have it, for sure. Hey, I watched that, I can't remember what the film is called now, about Karen Stone. Was it Karen Stone? Mrs. Stone, that movie, Helen Mirren. I watched that last night. I haven't seen it before. It weirded me out. Has anyone else seen that? And did it weird you out? It really... What? It was just an example of an insecure woman, right? Who will just get sucked into anything, really, because she can't be by herself. Scary. But yeah, it weirded me out. Well, especially the ending of it. I'm going to read this one out, this King of Pentacles feminine version. But, you know, I like the King of Pentacles feminine version because that's us, like, in charge of our own stuff, you know? King of Pentacles. The female King of Pentacles. This card shows the female king in a garden surrounded with blooming flowers. The blossoms of round golden centers that look like shiny gold coins. They represent the wealth and success the king has achieved. She's carefully absorbing the golden coins into a chest, which shows her discipline and dedication to handling business and finance. Business and finances, not businesses and finance. Business and finances. On top of her head lies a castle nested in her hair like a beacon to others. She represents stability and security. She's not only a savvy businesswoman, she's also caring and generous with others. So, yeah, this is Divine Feminine having used her masculine side to grow things for herself and be on top of her finances and all of that kind of thing. So that's good. But then it did make that film, that movie pop into my mind. So it's not good if you get bludgers coming after you, trying to be looked after by you because you've got that stability, right? Whenever we're holding an energy, we attract its opposite and a likeness too. So not only will we attract men, so if we're in a balance there of our masculine and feminine, and we've got that stability and security, we're going to attract men that have got that stability too, but there's not many out there. But we're going to attract more of the opposite, the ones that haven't got that look to you and go, oh, you've got that stability, take care of me then. You know, the opposite. So you've got to be aware of that, and there will be more of the opposite than there is of the likeness out there. Hey, better than nothing. I've got a calm, chill voice. That's nice to know. A lot of people say that. Okay. What else? Seven of Cups. I'm just trying to make this cohesive in my head, and it's not really cohesive. It's like a collection of channelings together. Perhaps it's going to come together soon. But the Seven of Cups is about choices. Chooses. Choosing. Choosing. Chooses. It can be about confusion about choices. Perhaps it's got something to do with what I was just saying. You will attract the opposites. Opposites attract when you're unconscious of yourself. When you don't know yourself, you will be attracted to opposites, and you will also let people that are opposites be attracted to you, and you'll let them in. So people that don't know themselves, don't know that they don't have that stability, aren't going for that stability themselves, and subconsciously they're attracted to the stability in others because they're like, that person can give me the stability, they're the match to me, they're the one that complete me, you know. But once you know yourselves, we all know, like, no, you get a lesson if you go for opposites, right? You get a lesson. It shows you that you can't get it through someone else, that you've got to get it through yourself. And so it's a bit of a harsh lesson when we do that opposites thing. So we do that until we know ourselves properly. And when we know ourselves properly and we're conscious about ourselves, then we're more likely to go for a match rather than the opposites. But then you need to not just choose a match for yourself, but you need to stop letting people choose you as the opposite. What else? Death. Da, da, da. And the Ace of Pentacles. Nice. Okay. So it feels to me like this Death card is saying, so at the completion of this process, what process? Because we started out with the Chariot, and that's a good thing. That's forward motion. The turning away from the temptations, that's one thing. Turning away from temptations for both masculine and feminine. There needs to be the end of that now. No more temptations. The Five of Cups is about starting to be present where you're at and noticing what you've got right now, instead of that whole looking back and wishing that back then you'd realized just how much you got, just how young you were, just how thin you were, or whatever it is, just how loved you were. Just how loved you were. And instead of looking back in the past now, realize that energy is still about, if I'm doing that now, looking back, that means I'm still looking back in this position, saying I'm not noticing what I've got right now. Notice what we've got right now. Notice how loved you are right now. Notice everything that you've got right now, just how far you've come right now. King of Pentacles, because you've got this stability. People might be choosing you because of that stability. Be careful of that. Opposites might be choosing you because of that stability. So all of those things need to change. Put a lid on it. Stop doing that. Ace of Pentacles. Big offer comes in. Planting, no, well, it doesn't have to be a big offer coming in. It can just be planting a seed. A seed is planted. In other words, Ace of Pentacles for yourself, that energy is like, it's seeding something. It's saying to yourself, not going to do that anymore, not going to do that anymore, not going to do that anymore. I've got what I've got now. This is really good. I'm moving forward from here. I'm going to do this. I'm determined. Not going to settle anymore. Not going to fall for temptations. Not going to look back. I'm going to notice everything that I've got. I've got this stability. I need to choose that stability. Someone that's just like me. Not going to fall for the opposites that are attracted to me. And yeah, that energy. Okay, so that's what we're talking about today. Don't forget to click like on this video, everyone. And don't forget, you can win one of those private readings with me by clicking like on my videos and leaving a comment on them. Unfortunately, these live comments, they don't show up as the comments. How can I say this? It's only the comments that stick around on videos that will be in the prize draw, because just the way that I'm going to have to run it is by using a random number generator and then going through the comments. Now, when I look for comments on my YouTube channel, it doesn't show the ones that are in the lives. It shows the ones that are put on the lives after I've been live, you know, the comments that are actually on the replay video. It shows those, they'll be in it, but not the live comments. So, unfortunately. Just FYI. Let's get some more cards out. If anyone wants one of those mini reads, put one in now. There's so many scammers around at the moment. I get like so many emails every day from scammers. So many direct messages to my business pages too on Facebook. Scammers, just like a ridiculous amount of them. There's a new scam out for the business pages, which is you sent me a product and it's defect, I want a refund. As if someone's going to go, oh, did I? Yeah, I'll just send you like some money now. That's not the way business systems work. You can tell if someone's bought something. I wonder how they're making money like that, but there's just so many of them doing that at the moment. It must be working in some kind of way. It's annoying. It's annoying when, like, most of the admin work is dealing with scammers. Like, what the hell? What the world? What's happening with people? that that's the case. The majority of the work that you do in the business is dealing with scammers. Crazy, huh? Crazy. We've got the Maiden of Fire out first. She nurtures that fire. She's like the instigator of some passion, and she's nurturing that fire. This is within us. This is within the Divine Feminine. It's our passion. It's, you know how I just said about knowing what we've got now and recognizing what we've got right now. It's that, but it's like knowing our passion too. It's like, it could be reclaiming for some, reclaiming that passion. If you've been disappointed by love so many times that you kind of switched off your passion, switched off that passionate side of yourself. Yeah, it's reclaiming that, lighting that fire again. It's kind of internally getting back into the game again. Do you know what I mean? If you've been switched off, it's kind of going, I feel like looking again. I feel like tapping into that energy of, and that's what the Five of Cups could be about as well, because I was getting about looking back in the past. It could be looking back at like other relationships and going, I was happy in that relationship until I wasn't. But I was happy in that relationship, and being in relationship, it does feel good, right? Switching on that fire again. And then the World card. The World card is about cycles. I don't know why, but I keep on hearing like the 7-year thing going on. Oh, I've been here for 7 years. What have you been doing for the last 7 years? Kind of been single. I have had boyfriends, but nothing that's lasted. Just me getting into it and quickly getting out of it because realizing it's not right for me. I've only had that in the last 7 years. I haven't had anyone serious. 7 years, wow. Yeah. 7 years of singledom, and really happy in that now. Really happy being single now. So what's your last 7 years? Because the cycle, something's about to change, I think. 7-year cycles often happen, right? And the 7 years before that was relationship. 2 relationships, 2 important relationships. Okay. For me personally, that is. What was it for you guys? It keeps on coming up. When I'm channeling these things, that 7-year thing. Anyway. We've got the 9 of Water. 9 of Water is about wishes, but probably isn't. Or it's about abundance. Lakshmi in this deck. And then we've got Saraswati as well. Culture. The 6 of Water. The 9 of Water and then the 6 of Water. Prosperity is the 9 of Water. Promises increased prosperity, both material and spiritual, as well as others to share it with. Blessings and gifts and revelations abound as if from nowhere, simple in response to your own generous actions and simple requests. Nice. You know, there's something about allowing ourselves to receive what we really want now, and not just saying, okay, universe, I'll allow it now. It's not as simple as that. It's like when it actually comes in, when it gets offered to you, you've got to say thank you. When someone comes in with a compliment, you accept it and you say thank you. When they say, can I take you out to dinner, you say yes. And when they want to pay for it, you let them, and stuff like that. There's actual stuff to do to allow those blessings in. We can't just affirm it. We've got to do the actual work. And then 6 of Water. Put the book down. Should have kept it in my hand. 6 of Water is about wisdom and culture. Six of Water speaks of creative expression of feelings and thoughts in a way that helps you understand yourself better, or that allows you to develop a deeper connection with another person or other people. Challenge your feelings creatively. Now, this could be about feelings about you allowing yourself to have what it is that you truly want. Allowing it in. I don't know why that popped into my head, but when I was by the pool on Saturday and I was reading a book, what a great day that was. I love days when you just read a book and that's all you do. Anyway, I was by the pool in the shade and this guy turned up. He's probably actually just a little bit younger than me, but he looked older than me. I felt that he was older than me, but he probably wasn't. I often do that. And English guy came with a barbecue and back and forth and bringing all of this stuff. I'm like, oh God, there's going to be a party here. Great. Someone's taking over my pool while I'm having a nice time. Anyway, he was pretty quiet and pleasant enough and said hello. And then one other English guy showed up and he was a bit of like, hoorah, rah, rah, you know, private school kind of, they were private school kind of loud, Boise guys. And I'm like, nah, nah, I'm not sticking around here. So I came in my room and I finished the book off in here. Hello, Maria. You want a mini read? You can book in for one of those mini reads. Check out the pinned comment. But you have to book in for them. I don't just kind of do them. Okay, so deeper. We've got to let things in, let that abundance in. And also this is about a deeper connection with someone. It's about talking about feelings. Then we've got Mercury coming up, which is about communication. Hey, Sandy. About communication. About feelings, talking about feelings. Deeper connection with someone. Then we've got the Nine of Air. What else are we talking about? Well, the Nine of Air is about anxieties. It's about our vulnerabilities. It's about, ooh, yeah. Anxieties, vulnerabilities. It's about the stuff that we don't want to talk about on a first date. We don't go there, but apparently we do now. The Nine of Air. It promises great wisdom, but the way to that wisdom includes suffering and sacrifice. Okay, so this could be about talking about what we've been through with somebody. And listening to somebody and them making sense of what they've been through as well shows that someone's done the inner work. And we've got to make sure that we choose someone that's done the inner work, because we don't want to be doing it for them again or trying to coach them through it or any of that kind of stuff anymore. It's not our job to do that. So having a deep conversation with somebody, this is saying like be prepared not only to let somebody give to you, to allow that abundance in, allow yourself to receive, but also communicating on a deeper level. Not your vulnerabilities, not kind of what you haven't worked through. Because hopefully there isn't any of that anymore because you're working through it. But it's communicating to someone where you've been. Likewise, allowing someone else to tell you where they've been and how they've worked through things and what wisdom they've gained from it. And if they tell you that, then you know that they've been doing the work. Far too often, spiritual people like you and me have been known in the past, let's not let it be a future thing or a now thing anymore, but have been known to be attracted to people in their vulnerabilities when they share about how messed up they are. Because we recognize that we've been there, but that is not someone that has sorted it out. That is someone who's in a mess, and then we scoop them up and we try and help them. This is saying, no, don't do that. Don't do that. But do notice when someone's got the wisdom of what it is that they've worked through. Enough to talk to you about that. So we could be talking about a new connection coming in. And that was in the daily energy update today. Is that there could be a new connection coming in. If there is, there'll be at CrossFit this afternoon. So I'm quite excited about that. for me. Communication is going to be important. Oh, and then the Two of Water falls out. The love match. Let's read it just to indulge in that energy. Sandy. The Two of Water. I love it. Coming out a lot lately. Love. Two of Water promises a romantic, loving relationship. The two people involved will be quite enthralled with each other. Being so wrapped up in their own little world, they may neglect other things for a while. Bring it on. Crystal, yours was dealing with and escaping a narcissist. The last 7 years. Ah. Oh, well, good for you. Yeah, that's been me too. Yeah, when I look at it another way, it was just over 7 years ago that I got out of that narcissistic relationship. Yeah, dated, but all were not for me. Same then. Really similar. Too much drama. Good for you, Crystal. Me too as well. So we've got a love match here. And we might get quite enthralled with each other, being so wrapped up in our own little world that we neglect other things for a while. Well, why not? Why the hell not? And we've got the Four of Fire, which is that Mars energy. So that's a very forceful kind of an energy. We're talking about a masculine here coming in that is powerful. Powerful. Thanks, Maria. We'll do that very shortly. Four of Fire is Mars, a desire for action. The situation is fraught with energy that's powerful and fast moving. There's a need for courage, confidence, and possibly defensiveness. Now, I feel like this is the masculine, and I think it's going to move fast. Now, also in the energies we've had to slow things down too, so just be careful. But yeah, it just feel like it's just going to be one of those relationships that starts and that's it. I got it, Maria, thank you. Then we've got the Crone of Water, saving something for later, some of the emotional stuff for later. So don't just go blah and tell them your whole life story straight away. Save something for later. Let someone earn the right and build that trust and earn the right to your deepest stuff. This reading is very interesting because it feels to me like we're being prepped for something here that might be imminent. And the Book of Shadows, interesting. The Book of Shadows is about the book of our life, you know. It's the Hierophant card. It's what we've learned. It's also suggesting that we might have a new chapter too, an empty page to write here. I imagine my Book of Shadows, my book of my life will be a little bit like that too. Quite a heavy leather-bound volume with slightly burned, crispy pages like that. How about yours? Ooh, Book of Shadows. Let's see if I can get anything more from this card. Here it is, Book of Shadows. Most of us begin with a blank book. Not really. I got dealt quite a tricky hand. It wasn't so much a blank book. I would have loved a childhood like that where it was a blank book and you can do anything. Hell no. Quite the opposite. But anyway, most of us begin with a blank book. That book holds nothing, except every possibility that exists. Just as we create our future with each moment we live, so we create our personal magical journey with each page of our Book of Shadows we fill. The world is our classroom. What lessons will manifest and shape your path? There's a lot of wisdom in this reading. Maria, let's get you an answer to your question. Thanks for booking in, Maria. Maria asks, would Andy Smith come back to me? Andy Smith, what a very normal name. Yes, very English name. See, you're in England there. But I don't know where that place is where you live. Let's say it because you're telling everyone your stuff. Just tell them this stuff. Will Andy Smith come back? I was married to Andy Hay. Another very normal name. Yes, Andy Smith will come back. Let's find out more about that. Back for what? Oh, I just need to close the curtains because the sun started coming through. Getting earlier and earlier. Okay, if anyone else wants a mini read, book one in now. I'll pop the link here in the live chat while we get some cards out for Maria. Maria, what's coming back for? Okay, freedom and breathe. So, yeah. So I'm guessing that Andy needed some space, right? Some freedom to breathe. Might have felt like things were going too fast, or like a loss of control. Do you know what I mean? Like when you get on a roller coaster and it's like it takes you away, and it's like you're wanting to have a little bit of control over it, like your brakes. You know, you're wanting to like be able to pull on those brakes a little bit to feel like you've got a little bit more control. I think things were just moving a little bit too fast for Andy. Needed space to breathe. Maria. But you had a bad reaction to that, to giving Andy some space. Okay, so there was something for you here. So I'm really getting that the space that Andy needed, it's not a big deal at all. But to you, your wounds take you to another place when that happens. Give someone space, like, oh, well, when I gave someone space before, or why someone needed space before in a relationship, if it was because someone else, playing around with someone else or something like that. So without you meaning to, you're projecting what someone else did to you onto Andy when they said that they need some space, and you're like they're going like, oh, I want to pull on the brakes, and then when they try and pull on the brakes, you're like, oh, I need to put my foot down in the accelerator because I'm not comfortable with people pulling on the brakes. Now, what do we do in a situation like this? I had a similar situation to this, not the same, but similar. And in that relationship, what I did was told him straight away, like, I went out with this guy that did this, and this, and this. And so when you do that, immediately I'm like, ooh, like that. And he was like, oh, I didn't realize. He said, well, I was just doing it for this reason. I said, I know. But when you do that, I'm like, it really freaks me out because of that experience that I had. And just having that conversation just changed everything. It was just more aware of it, and he didn't do that kind of thing again. And it was nothing much. It really wasn't anything much. And instead of him feeling like I was being needy or anything, he was just aware of it, and he cared how I felt, you know. And so he was just aware of it. So you might want to have this conversation when he comes back, Maria, about that, just so he can be aware of it, you know. And you might want to have the conversation with him about space too. So you've both had a reaction, like a guttural reaction there, that's made you do certain things. So he needs to do the same thing and tell you about how his need for space and how he feels when it just felt to me like the progression was too fast for him, like he didn't have any control anymore. So there you go. Window into it so that you can have that talk, Maria. That's a good one. Hi, Lindsay. Welcome. Don't forget to click like on this video, everyone. You might have to exit the live chat to do that and then come on back in once you've done it. Well, let's get some more cards out for the collective, shall we? And if anyone wants to book in for one of those mini reads, here's the link to it there. I really like mini reads. I really love doing readings. I love doing readings. Sometimes I think I'm going to stop doing it, and then, I don't know, I just really like it. So here we go. Let's get some more cards out. Well, what should we get next? Yeah, miserable ladies, because I think we've got someone showing up. I think this reading is prepping us for someone showing up here. listened to a podcast yesterday that put my mind at rest about the doctor's stuff. Oh, I haven't seen you guys since I went to the hospital. That was Friday afternoon, right? So I went to get my blood work tests on my way to CrossFit, and didn't sit outside the hospital for half an hour after riding over the big hill there on my bicycle, and so my blood pressure was high, of course, because it is for half an hour while you're exercising, for half an hour afterwards. And so I went in, of course, my blood pressure's high, and I said my blood pressure's going to be high because I don't have time to sit around for half an hour for it to go down to what it usually is. So they're like, okay, we know. And anyway, it was a new doctor, and I got the results of my blood test, which was pretty much the same as last time. And they're saying LDL's too high. That it actually, I took photos of the last blood of the screen with the last blood test 3 months ago and the one now. So I've got all my levels. My triglycerides are so low. Like there's no way. I've got like almost perfect triglyceride levels. It's at like 50, which is super, super low. It's like less than 200 is good. And I don't know, you're like, they could just look at me and know that anyway. But creatinine is high, of course. Creatinine is always high in well-muscled people, as is the bun thing too. But they say like, oh, it could be the start of like kidney disease. And it's like, anyway, I listened to a podcast while I was pottering around yesterday, and they were actually two doctors talking to each other about blood tests and blood levels, because it was one doctor asking another doctor what blood tests they actually order for people, because they both were saying like the usual tests don't really say very much, you know what I mean? It's like the glucose level really doesn't tell you that much. It tells you a little bit, but it doesn't really tell you that much. You need to get the insulin levels, and there's other things as well. So they were just talking about all these blood tests. And as they were talking about it with each other, one of the doctors said, and so if I've got a highly trained individual that's got a lot of muscle, I don't care that the creatinine is high and that the bun levels is high. It should be. They've got a lot of muscle and they're eating high protein. It should be high. It will be high. I don't care about that. And it was just like, and then he said, and if the triglyceride levels are low, that just tells me like, that's exactly what I should expect. But the trouble is, normal doctors, what they expect, normal values are just the values of like pretty much everyone out there, which is horrific. I don't want to have normal values. I don't want to be like the average people, because the average people are really sick now. So anyway, that's my little rant for now. Exactly that, Maria. Just communication, Maria. Communication is it. I know the English aren't very good at that, because I am English, but I got over that. I moved to Australia year 2000, and now here in Thailand. Around very different kinds of Thai people are very different than English about talking about feelings. Very open about feelings. Thai are very good at sorting disputes out and stuff like that too. You're welcome, Maria. Pleasure to read for you. I love readings like that because it really helps, right? And I want my readings to really help. I hope that they do. Okay. For the collective, we've got temperance. Patience. Had enough of patience coming out. What? Like seriously, the last 4 years, patience card's been coming out so much. Got the world. Things are going to change. Patience. Things are going to change. What else have we got here? Ace of Swords. Uh-oh. Ace of Swords. Nice. The truth. There's something karmic about this. Hang on. It's like I heard the truth cutting through something. Like the truth cuts through the bullshit. The truth will always out. It will win in the end. You know, as much as we as human beings like to look at the world and see what's wrong with it, we've got this negative bias. We all do. As positive as we try and be, we don't. We have a negative bias. And to help preserve us, right? We've got to look out for the bad things. Why am I saying that? As much as we've got that, the evolution tendency is for things to get better and better. The truth will always come out in the end, even if it's suppressed at first. How interesting. Things righting themselves. Two of Cups again. She's like flinging her red wine around. She's been taken out to dinner. Okay, Two of Cups, love match. I'll read it out of this book so we can indulge in that energy again. This is the So Below deck with this Book of Shadows tarot, by the way. It's different than normal tarot, slightly. This deck's slightly different. The So Below, the As Above deck is completely different than normal tarot. But this So Below deck is more similar to normal tarot, but not exactly the same. These two souls recognize a connection, and the space between them fairly radiates with positive energy. This is one of those love matches where you just hit it off straight away and you have so much in common and all of that kind of thing. Like attracts like. What did I say before? Like also attracts opposite. But we've got to recognize when like is attracting like. And so this draws the possibility of love or other deep relationship. A deep emotional connection or attraction. We've had that here, a deep emotional connection. And talking about that and then and recognizing that someone's got the wisdom from what they've been through because they're coming out with the stories about what they've been through. With not just a, oh, this shit thing happened to me, complainy story, but this happened to me and I came out the other end with this wisdom. This is what I learned from it. That shows you that someone's done the inner work. Deep connection, lots of communication, deep communication. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, single, independent. I've achieved this, I've achieved that. I'm single, I'm independent, this is what I do, this is who I am. And the Chariot. Okay, let's go. Let's go on holiday then. Or let's go, Chariot. So the card that we started out with. This better not be a carrot. Carrot dangled in front of our nose. That's what readings do sometimes. They're carrots to change our energy, to get us into that anticipation, to get us to feel positive, like, oh, someone's coming in. The cards are saying that someone's coming in. There's a love match coming. It changes our energy, so it allows it to happen, or it allows the next step to happen. Carrots. This better not be a carrot. This better be the real thing now. The Four of Chalices. She's like, enough with all of the crappy offers here, these empty cups, these things. Not good enough for me. I'm dreaming of the bright, shiny one, that special offer, the one that I know. Oh, that was in my reading this week too. Yesterday I did the weekly reads. I've got a program of weekly readings. Did a few people are in. Every week I do a reading for us and I do one for myself. Oh, I mean, I do an individual reading for each. It's got like the general energies, personal energies for the week, and then the lessons for the week. A helpful focus for the week, and then other guidance for the week. Mine said, I'll tell you what it says. Mine not as good as everyone else's because I can't channel for myself the same as everyone else, and mine are dreadfully short compared to everyone else's. I deserve all of my dreams to come true is my focus. All of them. Waiting for my soulmate, looking ahead, I am appreciated, wake up to that, I am loved. Someone amazing is coming that deserves me and that I deserve. That's what the extra guidance was. And the rest of the reading was about not resisting it too. It's that energy of like knowing what we deserve, like I deserve this bright, shiny offer. I give that, I deserve that, I'm looking out for that, I'm waiting for that, nothing else will do. Hangman. Hangman can be waiting, right? Morning, Duata. Hanged Man in this deck. Let me just read it. Really need a pee. I'm going to have to stop this live soon. Too much hydration this morning. Hanged Man is 12. Hanged Man's situation is the opposite of the Chariot's. Interesting, because we have got the Chariot there. The only way to get through a situation is to let go, relax, accept, and learn. Welcome to my channel, Duata. It's good to have you here. The only way through her situation is to let go, relax, accept, and learn. She cannot power through it. She can't control it. Patient waiting is usually rewarded. When the time is right, then things can move forward. Waiting for divine timing. Well, we're getting prepared for it in this reading. It's exciting. Could be today. CrossFit. Uh-oh. Let's try that again. Okay. One more card. 3 of Pentacles. In this deck, I think the 3 of Pentacles is about collaborations and it's about planning, but in this deck it's all about creativity. It might be about just getting on with things, you know, while you're waiting. And how frustrating that we've got a bit of waiting at the end. Got Temperance and the Hanged Man there, but it's all looking very positive, I think. I'm not giving free readings. I never give free readings, but I do have the mini reads are available to purchase there. I really got one before, but I'm about to finish the show because I need a pee. So any readings that are booked in now will be done in the next show. No, hang on a minute. I do want to get the more cards out. You can book one in now if you're fast. It'll get done in this show. Okay, so let's find out where Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine are at the moment for in the energies. I can hold on. Oh. Excuse me while I just put some stuff away, make some space. Okay. Divine Masculine. Where's Divine Masculine at the moment? The Mystic. Consulting the Oracle. Hiding, lurking in the shadows, not wanting to be seen. The Vision, but has a vision for the future. Remember, we got the King of Swords out for the Divine Masculine's energy at the moment earlier. So gaining more clarity about things, thinking things through. But the Mystic, that's interesting because that's like tapping into the spiritual side. Or, as I said, even consulting a mystic. Getting a reading, huh? The Forest. I don't read for many men, but some. I can think of like 5. Get regular-ish readings with me. Mostly it's women I read for. Anyway, the Forest. A lot of thinking going on, perhaps muddle thinking. Yeah, there's something here about, they feel like it's time to reveal who they really are. You know, there's that feeling, you know, we go through life, especially as teenagers and when we're young adults, of just kind of fitting in and more kind of being like other people rather than being our weird selves, our purely individual selves, for most people anyway. And I think we do it, and it's obvious when we're a teenager, right? But I think as we get older, we still kind of do it, but at different levels. It's like peeling the onion. So that's what I'm getting for the Divine Masculine energy. We're getting to that point where it's like, well, maybe I should like be unapologetically myself now and just take it to that whole next level. I think a lot of us in our lives, we can appreciate that it's like a step-by-step kind of a thing, where we break free of conforming or keeping other people happy, and we're like, no, I'm going to actually do what I want to do now. So that's what they're doing. Unseen, very much in the shadows, not out and about at the moment, not really putting themselves out there, being a bit quiet. Very much thinking, visions for the future, a lot of internal work going on for Divine Masculine at the moment. Divine Feminine, the gem, realizing how precious she is. Beautiful. And the womb, this card keeps on coming up for the Divine Feminine. The womb. It's femininity, but it's could also be about growing something too, creativity. Could be. Could be about retreating as well. And like I said on Friday when that exact card came out, something about mother energy, mothering ourselves, nurturing ourselves. It could be about mother healing too. Mothering ourselves. Realizing how precious we are. I love that gem card here. Very nice. Hate this card. I mean, it's not a bad card. The comic, it's just like having a laugh, having some fun. But perhaps making light of things that you don't feel that light about too. It's just the image on this card. How messed up is that? Cat with like a reptile eye in it and like a human eye in it. It's gross. It's not very funny image at all. But anyway, making light of things perhaps that aren't that light, laughing things off when really you're hurting. It's that kind of thing. Could be about motherhood issues. Take that as you will, because motherhood issues could be about you being a mother, or it could be about your mum, it could be about both together, it could be about anything really. Self-nurturing. We've got the shaman, which suggests that there's like shape-shifty kind of thing going on, change. And again, I'm getting that 7-year thing coming around again. We're at the end of a 7-year cycle. Things are going to change. Into the next 7-year cycle. What will yours be? What do you want it to be? What do you want your next 7-year cycle to be? We've got the castle, building something up. Is that what it is? Is that what your next 7-year cycle is? Is it building something up? Perhaps a relationship, building something up with someone else. After building something up by yourself. It could be. It could be. There we go. That's what I've got. And I hope that helped everyone out. I will be doing a pick a card read later today. Putting that out on my channel. So be sure to click on the like button. Subscribe as well if you're new. You can watch that. That's going to be a full love tarot Celtic cross spread going out on my channel later. So check that out. Pick a card read. Apart from that, let's come back and do this in 2 days' time as well. Any of those mini reads booked in from now will be done in the next live show, at the start of the next live show. And so I'll see you all then. Thank you everyone for coming along. Thanks Maria for booking in for one of those mini reads. And I will see you guys in 2 days' time. Oh, that was almost exactly 60 minutes long. How cool. Bye. Have a good one, everybody.